close calls, confessions, and lessons. Have you ever met a guy who is always talking about gay people? He's always talking about how much he hates gay men. He's always pointing out who's gay. He has this hostility toward gay men, but can't seem to stop talking about them. But guys, in my opinion, that is a red flag. Yes, there are men who may hate or really dislike gay men, but they normally don't talk about them a lot. Because the fact that they're not down with their lifestyle or anything, they don't talk about them, okay? They may notice them, but like, and kind of just stay to their side of the room. And honestly, guys, most gay people, they're not going to try to, a gay man, he's not going to try a straight man, okay? Because he knows the consequences. It's not like females who may try a female, okay? Because men are more than likely, a straight man is going to be very offended by that, and they are going to beat the living daylights out of this guy, or there's going to be a big old fight, okay? Because even if they are gay, they are still men, so they have the strength of a man, so it's going to be a big blowout. So a lot of times they don't do that, okay? So let's just talk about that. So story time. You this guy who just would always be talking about gay people, gay this, gay that. He just, if we're out to eat, he is pointing out, oh, he's gay. If we're out on the beach and two guys are walking together on the beach, oh, they're gay. If two guys are at the mall or two guys are walking together, they're gay. And I just remember one day we were at the pool and there were these guys that got in the water, it was like a big pool zone. And he was just saying how they're gay. And okay, you say they're gay, but then all of a sudden he positions himself in a way that he can watch them. So I'm there with him and he's literally watching these guys turn himself in a way that he can sit in these beach chairs that we were in, and he can watch the guys and looking at them with a smirk on his face. And I remember we went to this restaurant and there's a guy, he was dressed flamboyantly and everything, and he's just like, oh, he's gay. And he's looking at him. The guy's just ordering his food, sitting down, waiting for his order. He is staring at him with this disdain, and I had to talk to him. I had to check him. I was like, look, that's just not cool. You know what I mean? I'm down. I don't really get it because I believe in heterosexual relationships or whatever, but you know what, to just hate a person or just to be looking at them like they're dirty and disgusting, like what's the point of that? You just don't do that to a person regardless, and so I called him out on that. I was like, hey, why are you being that way? The guy's getting his order. He's not paying any attention to you. And I had to ask him, why do you pay so much attention to gay people? And I don't know, guys. Somewhere in my head, in the back of my mind, I started to suspect him that he was interested in it, or he had a curiosity about it. And the reason why I say that is because I've grown up around males. I have male cousins, I have all brothers, I have male friends, and there's just a way that they are. If a guy is gay, they just kind of, they'll pull back a bit and they kind of go to the other side of the room, or they just ignore them. They don't talk about them. They don't keep this man in their mouth all the time. And so one day, so there was a time period where all of a sudden this guy was always allegedly going over to a friend's house to help him build do some kind of construction work at his house. And I'm thinking to myself, you have said two guys, when you see two guys at Starbucks, you see two guys out in public, you're saying that they are gay, but you are actually going to go and build a whole fireplace, whatever he said he was going to do, with your friend, and there's nothing wrong with that. So it's like, what's the difference with that? You know what I mean? And to me, it wouldn't have been a big deal if he was not always talking about that. And then the funny thing about it was, he would be over there and he would be going there like, for this was something that he started doing. I'd met this guy, I knew him, he looked normal to me. Looks like the ladies were all about him, but he was going over there like every Thursday, once a week. He was going over there. Hey, I'm going over to so and so's house, and he'll be over there for like hours. And it was just at that point that I just had to look at all the context clues, and I start to really think that maybe this guy, maybe he was gay, because I just felt, or he was curious about it. Because think about it, guys, if someone is telling you, if he's just looking at someone in a restaurant and saying they're gay, and he's looking at two guys, friends, walking around the mall, the guys look normal, like two friends just at the mall. Nothing out of the ordinary to me. But he is looking at them and saying they are gay because they're shopping together or they're at a function in public together. But you're at your friend's house building a fireplace every Thursday for how many hours? I gotta question it. So it is my opinion, just based on that and other things that I have kind of seen on the internet, that sometimes when a man is always talking about gay people and just pointing them out and just constantly talking about them and paying attention to them, I feel that there may be some exceptions to that, where someone may really, really hate them and they just have a total hatred, so they may be a bit obsessed. But I think most of the times they're not going to just spend a lot of times talking about them. They're probably going to try to do something to them. But this guy, in my opinion, and from everything I gathered, I've never had any concrete evidence of it, but it is my opinion that whenever a man is constantly talking about gay people and watching the men and pointing them out for no reason, you're not even talking about it, it's possible that they're gay. It's possible. I saw nothing in him to make me think that he was. He dressed well, but that doesn't mean you're gay. He was very clean and neat, but that doesn't mean you're gay. He was a good-looking guy. But that was something that I was like, nah. So that relationship did not go anywhere. But, I was like, yo, nah. But at the end of it, guys, watch the context clues. You may not like the lifestyle. You may believe in heterosexual relationships like I do. But at the end of the day, I don't sit around just obsessing about gay or lesbian people. I'm not sitting there watching and looking for them. I always just felt like there was just something with this guy. Why he was just so obsessed. And when you find men that are like that and always talking about gay, oh, I can't stand gay people, and they talking too much about it, sometimes it's because that sometimes they hate that man because they're attracted to them. Sometimes they hate what they desire. In some cases, they may really hate that person. But a lot of times I've found when there are these guys that's like that, and especially after, long after I cut this guy loose, and I came across channels with women who found out that their guys were on the down low or whatever, it was so similar to the things that I experienced, except they had extreme circumstances. But yeah, if they're talking too much about it, in my opinion, most heterosexual males do not spend their time looking for and talking about gay men. They're not going to turn their chairs so that he can watch the gay man, two gay men together. And he is definitely not going to be going to build a fireplace with their friend alone once a week or twice a week after you've claimed that if two men are together walking around or just in Starbucks or in public that they're gay just for no reason. Now, a lot of times they probably are gay or they're curious. So again, there are some exceptions, but anywho, I just had to share this story with you. And when you see that, you just have to make the choice. It's a very dangerous thing to try to embark on and continue a relationship with someone who you may suspect is this way, or you may even find out that they are. But for some reason, you still want to stay there. It can be dangerous. There are, it's not common as far as I know of, but there are some men that they will hurt you. They will hurt you because they're jealous of you. And you're not going to win because they're stronger. They're stronger than women are. I was watching a crime show and it was talking about this guy. This guy rented a room out in this man's house, and the guy wasn't even gay, but the guy that rented out the room to him was always trying to come onto him and making advances at him. And the guy was a student. The guy that was renting the place was a student, so it was very hard to find a place where you can get a place for cheap. So he was just always keeping the guy away from him and avoiding him. And he was seeing this girl, the college guy was, and the guy who owned the place or was renting out the room got very jealous of this, got jealous of his tenant seeing this girl. So he went, somehow got a hold of her and killed her, murdered her, So that's not a game you want to play. If you ever find out straight up that someone is gay, or your boyfriend is or whatever, you know what, ladies, I would say just go away. Just end it. Don't try to expose him. Don't try to go call his name out and I know you did this, because it can be really dangerous. It can be super dangerous. You could lose your life. Just go. If there are people you can share a story with, or in cases maybe you got an STD from them or something. I understand that women may use a platform to warn other women. I say yes, you can still warn people, but it can be very dangerous if you're actually calling them out by name, because a lot of times they're desperate to keep this stuff a secret. And there's some men, when they get angry, they're going to use force. So anywho, guys, I just wanted to share that. And yeah, it was a weird experience, but cut him loose. I sure did. Like, cha-ching, bye. All right, guys, don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe, and let me know if you've had any of these experiences. Peace.